Just video and the location. I won't give the actual location away because I don't want all the idiots coming out with guns and God knows what else. But in 2009, I saw a black panther in this spot. When I say this spot, it was just round this brow. I was walking after an 8-mile walk and just came round the corner here when all of a sudden, somewhere 10-15 feet away from me now, black panther. Well, something else went out in front. I didn't realise what it was, but all I saw was this big black cat, and I mean big black cat. Bigger than a Labrador or a small German Shepherd, even bigger than Rebel there. Flew out muscly, very muscly. It was about right there where he is. Rebel! Come! About where he is, there. That's where it flew out, and it was chasing something, and now I realise it was a muntjac deer. And it was doing zigzags chasing this muntjac, and it was heading towards, then you can see the wind farms in the distance. It was heading towards that way. Actually looked over its shoulder as it was chasing the muntjac. Rebel! Fuse! I actually looked over its shoulder when it was chasing this muntjac, as if to say, yeah, I did see you. Now I had 2 German Shepherds at the time, and they were behind me on the brow there, on the bend here, coming up here. So they didn't see it, thank God, because I went round the corner. I saw it jump out, they wouldn't have seen it. And German Shepherds, after they've done 7, 8 miles in this kind of temperatures, which is about 23, 24, in an evening, they were whacked. They were completely worn out. So their attitude was just dragging their feet. And they're getting old. They're older German Shepherds as well. I'm guessing about 7 or 8. And they didn't notice it. But the panther ran straight out in front of me. 10, 15 feet, you know what I mean? I could see all the features. Now, rather than ramble on, I kept it quiet for 2 days. I didn't say anything. And then I started telling some of the local people, and they looked at me like I was crazy. Rebel! Who's? And 1 or 2 people I did talk to said they'd seen it over the years. Now, I've been up here many a time. I've not seen it since. I gather they roam for 200-mile ranges, you know what I mean? So chances of it's been spotted again around this spot. But there is an area around here, I won't tell you where again, where it's seen at least once a year, maybe once every other year. So it does frequent the so-called area as such, or one does anyway. Lorry drivers, I talked to policemen, gamekeepers, farmers, the farmers that did want to talk to me, because farmers can be a bit offish at times, and they admitted they'd seen it over the years, even police officers. So that made me feel bad, because for 2 days I didn't say anything, and then after I thought I was going mad. You don't see panthers. But what happened was, I think the early 70s, the exotic animal licenses changed, the laws regarding exotic animals, and a lot of people couldn't afford to put the special pens, special safety conditions and all that, and rather what the choice they had a choice of having the animal destroyed. Rebel! Fuse! Rebel! Fuse! There's a lot of muntjacs here, and that's what he's picking up, all rabbits. As I was saying, yeah, they had a choice, either change the safety conditions, better pens, other safety features, so public weren't endangered in any way, or the animal had to be destroyed because zoos couldn't take them because they were full up. So what people did is release them into the wild, and people have since admitted, or people that have known people have admitted, that the animals were released. Now, people argue they won't breed in this country. Rebel! Fuse! Straying too far. Fuse! Fuse! He's picking a trailer. Okay. Do your task. As I was saying, sorry about that. People have admitted to it. Now, at the end of the day, people are saying, oh, they couldn't survive. But there's plenty of muntjac, small deer, plenty of rabbits. But I've just seen squirrels. There's everything, freshwater otters not far from here. There's plenty of things they could hunt down and eat. Now, Rebel, Fuse. I'll be putting you on a lead in a bit. Fuse. There, seats. too jaw tired, plats. Too excited. Going back to my point. There's deer here, the ones with the antlers and all that, but you rarely see plats. You rarely see them. You definitely never see a body or a carcass of one. So the answer to why don't we see carcasses of panthers and all that, I've walked here 10, 15 years, at least 10 years. I've never seen a body or a carcass of a deer. Rebel, fuse. So they could easily. I mean, there's fields and fields and wooded areas all around here. A few farms. I mean, they could live out here easily, even in the winter. So that's the story of Rebel, fuse. Fuse. He's getting on my nerves. Fuse. So they could easily live up here, no problem at all. Plenty of food source. All they have to do is be canny and stay out of human contact. Hence why they get seen either in the evenings or early mornings. As I was saying, for days, I thought I was going crazy. You don't see panthers in the UK. Jet black, very muscly shoulders, big round solid head, but really gave it away, apart from the sleeky colour, was the long tail, looping tail at the end. Really long, curled at the end. But it looked straight at me as I was chasing. And that gave me the impression that I could easily catch this muntjac if we wanted to. It seemed to be enjoying the hunt before it killed it, you know what I mean? Before it caught it and killed it. But, as I say, and what made me really laugh was 2 weeks after that, I came back this way and I thought, I'm not going to go to that same spot just in case. I mean, the chances of bumping into the panther again would be 1,000,000 to 1, I've guessed. So I cut through a field and the farmer caught me. It was no fence up or anything like that. It was just a plain grass field. I walked across where other people had walked, or something had walked. And the farmer caught me and said, what are you doing on my land? So I said, I'm taking a shortcut. I couldn't tell him, well, I saw a panther 2 weeks ago and, you know, I'm taking a shortcut. He would have thought I was crazy. So I just told him. So he didn't have to give me an earful and we had a verbal exchange, but even then I still couldn't tell him, look, I'm just being careful, just in case it's still around. As I say, I talked to police officers have seen it in the morning, local one. He says he's seen it over the years, or caught glimpses. I mean, don't get me wrong, don't stand there ready for a photo shoot. Now people say, why don't people take photos? Or, you know, there's mobile phones. True, I've got one here and I'll take. But when it ran out in front of me, I was so stunned, frozen and kind of shocked, excited at a number of things. The last thing I thought of was taking a camera out. I was more worried in the split second of, is it going to turn around? Did I see what I see? Am I going mad? You don't think. And then when the next days when I came up here, because I had the dogs on the lead there and they're kind of a bit cautious, and I then changed the route. I went this way first rather than this way last. If you get what I mean, I was doing an 8-mile loop. I used to use this way last, like today. I'm doing it more or less first, so I get it out of the way. But, Rebel! Too far. Fuse! Trying to take leadership, are we? Get back there, you'll be on lead. So yeah, I was cautious. I kind of checked and checked and checked. No sign of it. I even checked in the mud for claw marks, tracks. There were so many different tracks, foxes, dogs, you know, deer. You know, I'm not an expert. There's so many, I can see deer tracks now on the ground back there. So, you know, you don't, when you have the chance to get a camera out, nothing ever happens. As I say, that was 8 o'clock in the evening. I was walking back. It had been a lovely hot evening. There was a crop, not that corn, there was some kind of green crop. And I was thinking about what I'm having for dinner, you know, what I'm going to do that evening. I was thinking of a number of things. I was daydreaming basically after a lovely walk. Only had about half a mile to go back to the car. You know, sit there kind of walking along, go, Oh, I did. A panther might run out in front of me now. You know what I mean? So it just caught me completely. And as I say, since then I've walked this. Since 2009, it's now 2019. That's a good 10 years. And seeing it once, I doubt I would ever see it again, even at distance. It could be a million places by now. But for those doubters that say panthers do not run free, or trust me, it was that close. I could have seen it, and it didn't seem. The other thing I would say is, it didn't seem afraid of a human. You know, it didn't kind of look at me and kind of scurry off. It kind of was quite confident. It was more arrogance on the animal's part. It heard me and obviously looked over as I come round. We surprised each other, I think. But it was so interested in chasing this muntjac. It came out flying out the wooded area, and there was a crop, as I say, about so high, I would guess about thigh high, and you could see it was hopping like a house cat. And anyone that says it was a fat house cat, or I don't know, a wild cat of some kind, no, trust me, this was big. I've looked at photos and videos since on YouTube, and it wasn't fully grown. I mean, I'm no expert on panthers, but looking at the videos, it wasn't fully grown. I'd say it was like Rebel's age, 2, whatever. It was getting there, but I've seen the big ones. But this was no house cat. This was like 4 times the house cat, 5 times probably. As I said, it was bigger than a black Labrador, easily bigger than that. About Rebels, maybe a bit higher on Rebels side. It was just, you have to see it to believe it. The muscles in it. Solid looking cat, and the big tail that curled. And I've seen the videos on YouTube because I never took interest. Rebel, Fuse. He's tracking again. There's so many rabbits around here, or squirrels. That's what he's doing. Look, he's got his nose stuck to the ground. As I was going to say, I've lost track now. Looking at the videos, once you've seen, I mean, I took no interest in black cats. I never even interested in, them being in the UK or sightings or anything like that. It was only after I saw that and thought I was going crazy, I checked on the internet. I realised there is a triangle up here that sees black cats. I would say sometimes 2 or 3 times a year, sometimes only once a year, sometimes only once every other year. But it has been seen within 5-10 miles from where I'm standing now. Stella! That's why I'm always worried when they run off, because you don't know what they're chasing after. Here now we've got building works and all that, so I guess it would scare anything away. Yeah, Fuse! So, I'm sorry if I rambled on, but it was something to see, I tell you. And go back to my point, if anyone says they do not roam free and people are crazy and, they've sunstroke, been drinking, loads of answers, I would have said exactly the same. Go on, you two! It's not true, they do. And that's all one. Right, end it there whilst I